Gombe 2 years ago. You remember that one? I'll bring you the picture very soon. But listen to this guy. Yeah, just the defense of why Dangote is being sabotaged. If you can make any sense out of this, please.
And committed to the progress and development of this country. We are Nigerians. I'm not sure we like this country. We do not, Mr. Chairman. It is our duty to protect the overall interests of this country by the provisions of the law, Mr. Chairman. The Petroleum Industry Act, the Company and Allied Matters Act, and other enabling regulations and laws that govern the activity of the oil and gas industry. Mr. Chairman, we are not in breach of any one of them. Mr. Chairman, the NNPC is a company owned by over 200 million Nigerians. And I happen to be the chief executive of this company. And the law is clear around what the chief executive of this company will do. Our Memorandum Article of Association, the Petroleum Industry Act, and all other enabling, including CAMA, which was legislation by this Honorable National Assembly. They are clear that the board and management of NNPC must maximize value for this company, Mr. Chairman. This company cannot have negative profits for 3 years. The CAMA says you can shut it down. Mr. Chairman, it's our job to protect this company, but it's also our job to protect other businesses around us. Mr. Chairman, let me be specific. And I will wait for the public hearing, and I also agree with my Honorable Minister that it should be broadcast live so that Nigerians will hear us, so that all the misinformation that you see today will be put beside, so that Nigerians will know the truth. And all of us here see what's happening in the media. Targeted personal attack on my person, on the institution. And we all know how this works. They are deliberate, they are calculated, so that create the impression that the NNPC Limited and our leadership are doing anything to create economic sabotage in our country. It is far from it, Mr. Chairman. This company has grown, Mr. Chairman. We're proud to say this. From a loss company for 43 years to a profit-making company today, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it is very clear from everything you have said through this investigative hearing that you can see the majority of the issues you have raised have nothing to do with the NNPC Limited. Yet, everybody believes, by sheer misinformation, which my minister has highlighted, the NNPC is responsible for creating any economic sabotage in our country. Mr. Chairman, refining business is straight business. You must secure your feedstock and you must secure a market. This is basic even for NNPC refineries. And this determines what happens in a refinery, any refinery for that matter. Let me stop straight to this, Mr. Chairman. It's a perfect opportunity also. Mr. Chairman, we have done nothing to sabotage any domestic refinery. Any one of them. There are many of them. Some of them are small scale. Mr. Chairman, but there's a law that guides everything we are doing. Mr. Chairman, the law is clear. My colleague from NUPRC is here. There's domestic crude oil supply obligation. Yes, what it is saying is that process it locally, provide for local refinery, absolutely correct. But the law also said that there must be a willing buyer and a willing seller. It didn't say anything else. And perhaps the only way it cannot be solved is for this National Assembly to change the law. And I would not recommend this. Mr. Chairman, secondly, and more importantly, NNPC has nothing to do with imports of products that are substandard. It is very clear, Mr. Chairman, there are rules, there are regulators. We follow the rules. Nobody will bring product into this country that doesn't meet specifications. If it does happen, it's crime. And it couldn't have passed through any regulatory institution. It is impossible. We all know what happens. Smuggling does take place. and I'm happy the Custom Service is here. No one can deny that smuggling takes place across our border, but for PMS and every other commodity that I can think of. This is real, Mr. Chairman. When the details come, we will tell you what we know. Mr. Chairman, I suggest also that it should be set live, so that everybody will hear what is going on in the industry. And perhaps responding to our Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Energy, we are engaged. Mr. Chairman, today this country is producing about 1.65 million barrels as of today. We have a clear target and a pathway, which is not just an NNPC-driven process, Mr. Chairman. You must put money before you can make money in the oil and gas industry. You must invest. You must have confidence of banks, and you must have confidence of investors. Today, Mr. Chairman, this National Assembly, both the House of Representatives and the Senate, have set several committees to look at local refining, to look at crude oil theft, vandalism. It is very, very clear that until we address this, no one is going to put his money into the upstream. And that's why NNPC took it headlong and got the support of Mr. President. Clearly, Mr. President understands that doing things different today, which is showing up, and I can share with you, Mr. Chairman, just a month and a half ago, we're actually down to almost 1.4 million barrels per day. It's simply an infrastructure unavailability issue associated with acts of vandals and oil thieves. Mr. Chairman, you will agree that NNPC is not a security organization. But yet, we got the support of Mr. President to set up an accelerated process of intervention, and it is paying off. You have to restore that confidence before you can talk about growth. Let me share something with you, Mr. Chairman. In the year 2020, during the COVID, Mr. Chairman, in one day, our production, without doing anything, we hit 2.47 million barrels per day, 17th of April, to be very specific, Mr. Chairman. And what happens? The thieves and the bandits went to sleep, because there's nowhere to take it to. The market went to sleep. And we now know that without doing anything, we have such capacity. But you can't achieve this until you are able to arrest the situation that is on the ground, and I'm happy that this investigation will also bring back part of the reports I'm sure of previous Senate committee reports that we have seen, Mr. Chairman. And at the right time, we'll give you all the details, we'll take you through it. You will see the challenges that we are dealing with.
Allahumma amin. Ó ṣòfò ní Mẹ́lẹ̀ ó ṣòfò tọmọtọmọ ni. Tí òfò bá ṣì wà available o, òfò ẹ̀ ò ní ṣe lòmíì, wàá ṣòfò tìrantìran ni. You know something? That criminal 5 years ago, 2019, 2024, yeah, told Nigerians this.
The legitimate expectation from Nigerians that why can we be an oil producing country with 4 refineries and yet importing sometimes 100% of our petroleum product requirement? It's very sad. The GMD Emeritus has told you the steps that we have taken when the Port Harcourt refinery is going to be in place. But I assure you, GMD will follow it up to make sure that within the life of this administration, before Baba's tenure ends in 2023, we'll deliver only 4 refineries. The legitimate expectation.
So that's the guy that under him, under Bokwari, they spent $1.5 billion on Port Harcourt refinery, only for them to turn on the generator and told us that, the Port Harcourt refinery is back to life. But they take 1.5 billion naira buy generator just to turn on the generator, put the light, change the bulbs. They change the bulbs, they put the generator on, and they have $1.5 billion dollars. Today, Nigeria has no single working refinery. When these criminals came in 9 years ago, Nigeria had 4 working refineries, working at 60% capacity. That was why Jonathan was only spending about 900 billion naira a year on subsidy. And he was going to remove that because he remembered that it was a pure scam meant from few clique of people. And the people that rose against him are those in power now, who now remove the subsidy. Who are now paying triple, quadruple In fact, they are now paying 900 billion that Jonathan was paying a year. That's what they are now paying a month for the same subsidy. No? Yeah. Another thing, this is a reminder though, okay, that the Kenyans have not really hung up their boots. Those of you who have been following them for the past 2.5 months, this is to remind you that Ruto, until he goes, right? Ruto, still not having it any easy anytime soon. This is from today, CBD in Nairobi.
Organ that is the police force, that is not a police service. If we see unidentified men in civilian clothing riding in government vehicles that have obfuscated qualities, we shall treat them as robbers. We shall treat them as thieves. We shall treat them as criminals. I want to assure all the Kenyans that we have not gathered here today in vain. Viva, comrades, viva! Viva! We assure Kenyans that we will not see those madmen on the streets. Yes. We have gotten to the point in this country where we even have Caucasians wielding arms on the streets. Tutakubali sakata. Tomorrow, as we march towards a new republic, nane. I want to assure you that the spirit of the Kenyan youth remains unbound. Viva, comrades, viva! Viva, comrades, viva! Viva, comrades, viva! We shall march for our rights, and tomorrow we shall liberate this country.
Viva comrades, viva! Viva! Anaitwa Davis Safari, natoka Dandora. Na kesho ni siku ya kuchukua nchi yetu. Na tunasema ya kwamba tunajua vijana wetu wa ghetto wamekuwa wakitumika kama goods. Kesho ni siku ya kukataa na kusema ya kwamba hizo pesa wamekuwa wakiiba, anakuja kutulipa nazo, twende tuibie Wakenya wenzetu. Tumekataa hiyo chinga ya tumekataa. Na kesho ni sisi Wakenya wote tutashikana kutoka Mathare, kutoka Dandora. Kisumu, Mombasa, hadi hadi Wajir. Tusitamana tuishi. Na turudi nyuma, The power belongs to the people. Ruto, the best thing you can do, you step up and sign leo before sababu kesho unaanguka nayo.
They're insisting Ruto must go. You cannot kill us and still rule us. It's not going to happen. You will not have it easy. The political class in Kenya, they took advantage of the protest to shortchange the protesters, hoping that was it. It's all over. No, it's not over. They've not stopped their protest until they've got a lot from their demands, but they want everything they demanded for. And finally, Ruto must resign and leave. Something that Ruto is not considering. And he's still sending his soldiers, his military and policemen to go after the protesters. So that hasn't really deterred them. Nigeria, these Kenyans have done over 2 months with their own discovered the dictator, tyrant, Ruto. You have just dealt with Tifnubu for just a week. No, that's not enough. That is why, according to everyone in Nigeria participating in the protest continues. Today is day 8, by the way. And then some snippets from out there.
But I will not be here seeing a police officer who is going out on the basis of that is securing us, and they are not well paid. They are not well paid. All of us are struggling in this nation because some people amass so much wealth for themselves. And this protest is not for only me. It's not for only those of us that are going out. It's for all of us. It's for the betterment of Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. It's for the betterment of the tout, of the low class, of the middle class, and of the rich. So the so-called tout does not have any right to tell me to go away from talking about my father's land and his fatherland. The same thing that he's claiming for is the same thing. So we don't want to be violent. That is why we are here peacefully. But tomorrow we will be here by God's grace, and we hope that our security men, you guys see we have beautiful faces here in our security who are ready to support us, who are ready to give us that same opportunities that our leaders that are investing our money in Abuja are also benefiting from. We want freedom, we want peace. We can't continue this way. Yes. Enough is enough.
Our fight.
And our fight is not against everybody. Everybody is against good governance of this country.
Every civil servant will benefit from it. If the society becomes better than this.
Our educational system is not working. The new policy thrust of the federal government is not working. They have to understand that it is their problems, it is their program that has caused all this problem. On your behalf, I'm telling Mr. President Tinubu to change his policy because it's not working.
Governor Bala Mohammed said with this current situation in the country, the PDP will easily bounce back to power in 2027.
If he continues like this, in 2027, I will invite him to be our campaign director because everywhere will be PDP. And we are going to win because it will be a self-inflicted injury.
On the federal government,
I have heard, and with regrettable attention, some of the ministers of the federal government are saying that we have been given 70 trucks. We have been given 500 and something million. How much did the federal government make? What have they done with it? Why should they bring a policy that is causing pain?
The governor used the occasion.
Anyway, I just picked a few things from the streets this morning, because what I actually really want to share with you is just to have a wider sort of coverage on all happenings away from just the protests that we've been covering for the past 7 days. So this evening, I will bring you, trust me now, I'll bring you the details of how it went on the 8th. Today is the 8th day of Days of Rage. 10 days of rage. So they've done 8. Well, they are currently undergoing the 8th day. Here is a clip that made it to the internet this morning, and it was between the Nigerian Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, in a shouting match at an event somewhere in Abuja, I believe. So they said that Uju was upset that the organizers of that event were impersonating her. I don't understand, but I saw the clip. I'll share it with you. Here.
I'm actually out there. That makes it difficult. So that's why I'm standing here to explain this to everyone. She has been arrested. So that means she should have reorganized herself, used her name to make the invitation, and used her name to do this, not to use Federal Minister of Women Affairs. I can't allow this program to go. I'm sorry about this. Because this is pure impersonation and the president is not happy about it. I'm saying it, let me be a cover. You don't care. You don't do this. You don't take the ministry for granted. For what?
Uju heard about a program called For Women, and they now used Ministry of Women Affairs, like in conjunction with Ministry of Women Affairs. She heard about it. She wasn't invited. So she jumped into a car, drove to the venue, took over the stage. To the shock of the participant in that program, they're like, oh, the minister is here. Grabbed this, got her security to arrest the organizers and accused them of impersonation, that she did not approve this. So how dare you use the Ministry of Women Affairs? That's impersonation. Mr. President is not happy. I am not happy. So that made it to the internet. You can do whatever you want with that. Trust me. But here is one clip. I don't know if I should share this now or I should just leave it because of the time, right? But I think I will share it. Whatever time is left, we can use that to, to take calls. Yesterday, I shared with you the views of Oke Bakassi on the current state of Nigeria, right? I didn't share everything. So I got my hand on the whole gist, and I've decided to share it in full again. If you have seen it yesterday, great. It was an interesting conversation, but you should see the rest, right? So let's go and get that on. Talking about the development of things in Nigeria as we speak, the protests, the bad governance, the criminals in government, the abuses of human rights, and those calling for Peter Obi to be like a strong macho man. It's purposely, the gist was purposely about why people shouldn't drag Peter Obi into them fighting Tipnumbu the way Kenneth was proposing. But there is more, he said. So I'm going to share the whole full gist. It's quite long, right? But I promise you it's not going to be boring. Yeah, I do. Let's get started with that.
Nigerians, Lagos! It's Lagos Talks 91.3 FM.
The CEO's in the building.
Yes. Kolawole is in the building. He has always been.
Yes.
All right, wonderful people. Yeah, it is Wednesday in this beautiful city of Lagos. All right, and it's okay with Okay and the Wise Men of Comedy is the show. This is the CEO of the people, Oke Bakassi, in the building. All right, wherever you are, I know the traffic is a lot because I just survived one and
So
I'm
you go
here.
through it every day.
Yeah, go through it, people. All right. So if you're in traffic, just stay there and enjoy it. We're here for you. We're here to make you prefer the traffic. That is what we do on the show. This is the show where we discuss serious issues on seriously. That's what we do here. All right. Yeah, there are serious issues, but we don't want them to stress you too much because life is so stressful. Life is so stressful. So there are very serious issues, but we'll make them light. Yeah. Just for your own consumption. It's like digesting it before you finally digest it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know. So we'll make the process of digestion